now, and a bit of a story that broke somewhere last night has to do with issues surrounding the Ablekuma North constituency. As you are aware, the Electoral Commission is supposed to organize a rerun in 19 polling stations on Friday between the NPP and the NDC. We know that they are the two main political parties. For those who know Ablekuma North very well, I mean, it's one of those seats that typically the NPP wins, but this time around it appears to be very close, and the closeness is in the fact that the election itself was marred and in a lot of controversy. At the end of this, after December 7 elections, we couldn't even determine who had won. The matter went all the way through the courts. Initially, the EC actually declared the NDC's candidate as the winner. The headquarters set that declaration aside. The matter went over to the High Court. The High Court gave an order for the EC to complete the collation. It went over to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said that, look, the High Court did not give the NDC candidates a hearing at that particular level, so the matter had to go back to the High Court. Then the High Court again gave an order for that particular coalition to go on, and it's that order that the NPP makes reference to. And so the NPP's Nana Ekuo-Uswefri has taken the matter to the High Court. He's asking the High Court to restrain the EC from running the Ablekuma North post in the 19 polling stations on Friday. And she makes the point that on 4th July 2025, the EC was ordered to complete the collation in the 62 polling stations that the EC had said were outstanding. And that 17th January 2025, the EC in a press release indicated that 3 stations were outstanding. Note the number 3 were outstanding. Now, on 11th June 2025, the EC writes to the NPP saying that 3 stations are still outstanding. You recall on 19th June specifically, the commissioners were in Parliament, and the Deputy Commissioner, Dr. Eric Bosman-Asare, did state that they did not intend to reorganize the elections there because they've not completed their process. And so the NPP candidate makes reference to that and say that even at 19th June, the EC was still clear in its mind that it was not going to reorganize the elections because it had to complete the coalition system. And to the extent that at every point they had made reference to 3 constituencies being outstanding, they now find it surprising that on 2nd July, the Commission will now in a press release indicate that it's going to rerun the polls in 19 stations. And that statement that was issued by the Electoral Commission gives some interesting insights. The Commission said that in the interaction it's had with the political parties, the NDC had wanted the rerun to be done in 37 polling stations because they had concerns about the accuracy. They couldn't authenticate those results independently. And so because the Commission also did not have access to those sheets, they felt that the elections should be organized in all 37 polling stations. But eventually the EC has decided that it's going to rerun it in the 19 stations, and the NPP is asking the court not to allow this to happen. And I want to start this conversation with Doc first on this particular subject matter. The people of Ablekuma North, December 7, like many of us, they went to vote. Today is 8th July. They do not have a member of parliament.
Well, it is sad. I personally, I'm very disappointed with the Electoral Commission. I think this particular commissioner, I think, came on board with a lot of promise, especially given her background working with, is it IEA?
Yeah.
You know, on election-related matters.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's been just one roller coaster of disappointment after disappointment. You know, of course, you know, in the past, it was about minority and majority, and still it is about minority and majority. It looks like whichever side she goes to, the other side is not satisfied. Mm-hmm. So you wonder, how did Afarijan and the rest of them manage? You know, it is very disappointing. You know, my understanding is that these 19 constituency and these polling 19 stations. Polling stations are stations where the presiding officer has not been able to verify the signatures on the pink sheet. And that is, I understand, what led to this decision to run the election in the 19 stations. Having said that, I think one cannot necessarily take away the right of a candidate to go to court and challenge that, especially given the background of the court order that she is relying on. It's important to note the independence that the Constitution grants the Electoral Commission. And in the past, some of us have seen that some of us thought that it has been abused. For example, having people travel miles to the district office to register. We thought they were abusing their independence because they would not listen to anyone. And it's several times where it is our way or no way. But we are a democracy. The lady is in court, and we see what happens. I know that the elections are supposed to be on Friday, and I'm not sure. I understand that there's no fixed date yet.
Yes, the date is yet to be fixed for the action they filed.
Maybe we will know the date by today, by the end of the day. But it's the right to go to court, and I hope that we get this resolved one way or the other. Because what we have is a standoff. Eventually, the court itself has said that elections are won at the polling station. So I think it is fair to return the process back to the polling station and see where we go with this. I don't know the details of the lawsuit, and really, since it's in court, one is enjoined to be careful about one's commentary on the process. And so let's wait and see. That's all I can say.